Welcome. So glad that you could come. Oh, I knew you were coming, my dear. I know everything. And I have just what you're looking for. You have a problem with love, correct? I have talismans for you that will help. 3 choices that will guide you. The first one is for the lonely heart. If you're feeling like you're lost, this will guide you and help you find love. This is a particularly strong one, and one of my favorites, for no one should be lonely. The next one here is if you have found love, but you fear it. This will help you gain the strength you need to conquer that fear. And then this last one is particularly fun. This is the heart of understanding and passion. This is for you. If you are struggling to connect with someone in particular, it will help you understand them, but please know, these all work as long as you believe in them. I do sense something, though. I'd like to share a story with you. If you have never seen it before, hold on one second. Here we go. Kiki's delivery service. I do love this book, and I feel that the story within might guide you to the right selection if you can pay attention. I promise you it will be worth your time. Yes, it's a wonderful story of a girl who must learn to believe in herself before magic is possible. And for these stones to work for you, I believe you will need to believe in yourself. Now, let me see if I can find the page here. Let's see. There are wonderful stories in here, but this is the one that I love too. Yes, here it is. Now this one is called Kiki Pries into Someone's Secrets. Knock, knock. Kiki hurried down from the second floor and opened the shop door to see a girl standing alone in the doorway. Dark brown curls gently framed her face, and she wore a pretty pale pink sweater. Gleaming white boots went all the way up to the knees of her slender legs. The girl almost seemed to be floating, and Kiki was so awestruck by her. Well, welcome. Kiki was excited and could hardly speak. This was the first time she had a customer around the same age as her. When the girl saw Kiki, she inhaled sharply, lowered her eyes, and stumbled over her words. Do you need purposefully, slowly pat her eyelashes. I want to deliver something, but it's a secret. A secret, Kiki asked, furrowing her brow. Oh, it's nothing bad. The girl lifted her chin and looked down at Kiki. When she leaned on the door frame with one hand, a silver brooch sparkled at the collar of her sweater. I want you to deliver a present to a boy named Hai. It's his birthday today. He turns 14. Cool, right? The girl spoke so proudly, one would think she had come up with the idea of his birthday herself. What's so cool? Kiki thought, confused. The girl continued. But I don't want him to know the present is from me. Why not? Why not? Well, I and I have known each other since we were little. He still thinks of me as a kid, even though I'm 13 now. But you want to keep this a secret? I don't get it. The girl looked up at Kiki, and she cracked a smile. You don't understand how I feel. Kiki was even more confused. Wait, this present isn't something weird, is it? Like, will a frog jump out when he opens it? I don't accept those kinds of prank jobs. The girl laughed again, this time a little smugly. I heard you were a witch, but you don't know anything, do you? Is that what you'd do if you had a crush on someone? Excuse me, Kiki said, glaring at the girl. The girl pushed her hair back with a bored look on her face and reached into her pocket. I used all my allowance to buy matching fountain pens for I and me. Look, she said, showing off a silver pen in their hand. At the same time, she flipped the collar of her sweater to reveal an identical one, stuck through from the inside. What Kiki had thought was a silver brooch had the clip of a similar pen. Carrying matching items is what the latest trend. The girl, haughtier now, squared her shoulders. Kiki knew this girl was a customer, and she knew she should have simply said, I see, and delivered the pen. But she opened her mouth. Something else entirely came out. What do you mean? You'll match. This eye guy won't even know you're the one who sent it. Right? The girl replied. He won't, but I will. Kiki couldn't believe the girl managed to brush off such a rude comment like it was nothing. Not only that, the girl was hardly paying attention, looking off into the distance somewhere, spellbound. It's a great present, said Kiki, pursuing the topic further. But why not give it to him yourself? It's not that hard. I'm not shy, but I'm too shy for that. The girl slowly patted her eyelashes. It was as if she thought being shy was a good thing. Intimidated, Kiki suddenly felt her chest grow tight. She couldn't pinpoint it, but somehow this girl felt much more grown up than her. Shy? That's weird, Kiki said. Oh, you don't understand how it feels yet. The girl smiled faintly as if pitying Kiki. But Kiki wasn't about to let the girl get the better of her, so she shot back. You must be nervous about what I will think, right? What if he finds this strange? Oh, I'm not worried about that. I just want to keep She seemed quite confident in that point. All right, I just have to deliver the pen. Kiki had a feeling that this conversation might go on forever. She wanted it to end. Please, and this along with it. The girl fished around in her pocket and took out a small yellow envelope. A letter. It's actually a poem. I wrote it. Don't you know you're supposed to send a poem with a present to your crush? Kiki felt as though this conversation was sliding backwards, so she hurriedly asked, "What's I's address?" "He lives on Dogwood Road across the big river. It's 318 west of the zoo, but in the afternoon he's usually practicing tennis on his own in the park. And what about you?" "My name's a secret. I live on the next street over from Dogwood, on Kaya. If you're that close, you could just go, but I know, I get it." Kiki held her hands up in front of her. "If you see me, pretend you don't know me, and oh, right, I need to pay you." After hesitating a moment, Kiki said, "You don't mind? I'd like to hear how things turn out. Tell me later." A slightly spiteful part of Kiki couldn't help but wonder whether I would bother to search for the girl at all. "You mean whether I tries to find me? So nosy. But sure, I'll tell you," the girl said, still self-assured. "Then I don't need anything else in return. Really, you're sure? I mean," Kiki started to reply. "Oh, you want to learn how to talk to boys. I get it. The girl nodded as though she was older and more experienced. Instead of replying, Kiki wrinkled her nose and tried her best to suppress a scream. Once the girl left, Kiki turned to look at herself in the mirror. She combed her hair, adjusted the collar of her dress, and twisted and turned to look at herself from every angle. When she sat on her bed and muttered, "What do I do if I thinks I'm the girl?" Gigi flopped over next to her with exhaustion. "This is all so silly. I can't go along with this," he said and yawned. "So you're not coming?" Yet, when Kiki put the pen and the letter in her pocket and patted it to be sure, Gigi rose sluggishly. Outside the shop, the two of them took off. Lately, the wind had grown colder. Today, it whipped at their cheeks. From up in the sky, they could see that fall was in full swing, and the town had lots of ginkgo trees, and their leaves had all turned yellow. Every now and then, a stray leaf would flutter into Kiki's path and stick to her chest. "You're really taking your time today, huh?" Gigi called from behind her. "You're going in circles." "Oh, am I?" Kiki returned to herself with a start and looked below. In truth, she had been thinking about one thing this whole time. The girl's poem inside the envelope that was inside Just read it. It's the pretentious pink sweater girls, right? This is all very educational for me too, so read it aloud. Oh, Gigi. Kiki could hardly believe Gigi accepted her excuses so readily as she pulled the note out of her pocket. The picture of a bouquet of flowers on the front of the yellow envelope seemed to swell off of the paper. I hope it's easy to open. When she lifted the edge of the envelope, the glue came unstuck with a dry pop. Inside, a piece of paper with the same flower pattern was folded in half. The poem was written in cute curly letters. Kiki set the letter in her lap and quietly began to read. Happy birthday, I wish I could say, but for some reason I shy away. Happy birthday, I want to look into your eyes as I tell you, but for some reason I shy away. I want to give you a present from my hands to yours, but for some reason I shy away. My heart celebrates you, but still I shy away. She's really shying away a lot, huh? Like a scaredy cat, Gigi said upon rereading the letter in Kiki's lap. I wonder if she really wrote it. It hardly seems like her, she's so confident. Kiki cocked her head. Well, time to seal it back up and deliver it. And all it took was an instant. Kiki held the envelope in one hand, but just as she reached for the letter, with her other, a gust of wind blew across her lap and the piece of paper slipped through her fingers and into the air. Kiki raced after it. It fluttered along the falling ginkgo leaves and whooshed on, teasing her. Your broom, hurry and get your broom, Gigi shouted in a panic. Kiki doubled back for it, but tripped on a root and went sprawling. Oh no, Gigi screamed. When Kiki stood up, she caught sight of the yellow paper washing away on the river. No, her voice carried after it, but her legs weren't fast enough. By the time she reached the river bank, the rushing water had taken the paper out of sight. What'll I do? Kiki stood there, dumbfounded. They read over the recovered poem. Happy birthday, I want to say, but for some reason I shy away. Happy birthday, I want to stare into your eyes, but for some reason I shy away. Matching presents, silver pens, from my hands to yours, but for some reason it feels like hide and seek. My heart celebrates you, but I still play hide and seek. Kiki and Gigi took off. They crossed the big river and dodged around the tall buildings, and when they saw the crowd at the zoo, they began a slow descent. She fixed her eyes on the park that sat part way down the dog road. On the withered grass, a lone boy was sitting, a tennis ball, against a wall. That's him, Kiki quickly angled the handle of her broom. Your eye, right? Kiki asked, approaching him after landing in the corner of the park. Happy birthday. Huh, to me? Do I know you? His dark eyes watched her curiously. You're 14 now, right? The girl who sent me is a secret admirer. I'm just the messenger, she teased with a smile. A girl who, wouldn't you like to know? She lives in this town, and here's a present from her. Kiki took the pen, an envelope out of her pocket. Cool, it's shiny. Looks like a rocket. The boy lifted the pen up to the eye level and turned it around a few times before hanging it over the edge of his collar and patting it. Wow, you really do match now, Kiki reacted with a shout, pointing at the boy's collar. Is the name in the letter? The boy started to open the envelope with a sickening feeling. Kiki remembered the leaf inside. Who knows? Well, I'll be going now. She spouted before turning and hurriedly walking off. Hey, the boy's voice called after her. Who is it? Tell me. Kiki shook her head without turning around. I promised I wouldn't, she shouted back. So I guess she was right. He does want to know. In her head, Kiki could almost picture the girl's happy face. 3 days later, the secret admirer came rushing into Kiki's shop like a leaf on a gust of wind. Remembering she had lost the letter, Kiki hung her head instinctively, but the girl asked in a sing-song voice, Miss Witch. She sweetly twisted one of her feet back and forth. Her white boots gleamed. I found me. He asked if the present was from me. Oh, good, Kiki answered cheerfully. But something was weird. He also told me I really put some thought into that leaf and said it was a great idea. Isn't that odd? Did a leaf somehow get in there when you were flying? I guess it doesn't matter. He knew it was from me because of the pen, not the leaf. You know, because I have the same one. The girl pointed to her collar and grinned, seeing how happy she was. All of Kiki's tension melted away as it had never existed. Feeling lighter, she braced herself and said, to tell you the truth. At the same time, the girl said, I have a confession to make. Huh? They looked at each other. You go first, Miss Witch, the girl said. I did something horrible. Kiki looked down and told the girl how she'd read the letter, how it blew away, and how she wrote the poem on a leaf and delivered it to I. Wow, the girl said,